illegal aliens who, you know, in the words of even liberal Democrat Mayor Eric Adams, illegal aliens and the migrant crisis they've caused could destroy New York City. Well, now some New Yorkers, not just politicians, on the ground New Yorkers are pushing back because illegal aliens are getting free Thanksgiving food ahead of the poor New Yorkers.
A food fight in one neighborhood in Queens between NYC tenants and newly arrived migrants.
Fox 5's Ashley Rodriguez shows us how tensions are growing with not enough food to go around.
Why do we have to take the butt of everything? Okay, this community here is already suffering.
The residents living in NYCH's Queensbridge houses look forward to the mobile food pantries that show up weekly. But over the past year, they have witnessed 8,000 migrants move into their neighborhood, and they have also noticed the migrants are also starting to take their stuff.
They was first online for the turkeys this morning. If they tell you to be there at 11 o'clock, you get there like 10:30, 10:45, but they already out there. The line is from over there to over here.
Free food giveaways, especially during the holidays, have become a source of tension between longtime New Yorkers struggling to get by and newly arrived migrants who are using the system to survive. A month ago, one altercation got so heated between a resident and a migrant, someone ended up in the hospital.
We would never turn anyone away for a meal, but there simply just is not enough for both NYCHA residents and the migrant shelter residents.
What the left does brilliantly here is they exploit a little kernel of truth to invert the truth. It's the fake news, which is they say, well, in your charity, especially on Thanksgiving, you should, of course, share with the stranger and the foreigner. Yeah, of course. I totally agree with that. But does that mean that in order to fulfill that act of charity, we should take things away from our fellow countrymen? That we should deny to the poor here in America the food on Thanksgiving so that we can give it to foreigners who have exploited our system and broken our laws? That's not what that means. That's rather unjust. I don't find that particularly charitable at all. Yeah, we're going to go into one of the worst neighborhoods in New York and we're going to take away food from all you guys, all you poor New Yorkers, and we're going to give it to illegal aliens who break our laws. Many of whom are mobbed up with the cartel. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Even if you want to give to the foreigner. It's a violation of charity for your fellow man, because charity does in fact begin at home. And this is an abundant country. There's a lot to go around. But this is a part of a deeper ideology that says not only should we not prefer the familiar to the foreign, not only should we not prefer the near and the practical to the abstract and the universal, we should actually only prefer the abstractions. We should only support the foreigners. We should totally deny any sense of filial piety, patriotism, or concern for our community. Not a very good message for Thanksgiving. So that wouldn't be the message of the Pilgrims. No siree. Nothing American about that. Right now, go to goodranchers.com, use promo code Knowles. There's a lot at stake this November. So don't be a chicken and shop at the grocery store per usual. Head on over to Good Ranchers, where they've got great meat that is even better than my meat puns. Don't miss their Black Friday Your Way sale, now live. This November, get your favorite meat free for a year. That is 1 year of free steak, salmon, chicken, or bacon when you subscribe to any box right now. Better yet, when you subscribe on goodranchers.com, you not only get a free gift of meat worth up to $480, you also get $15 off with code Knowles. The only deal your grocery store offers is on expiring foods. So ditch that meat aisle, subscribe at goodranchers.com. It's the best meat out there. The prices are unbelievably low, and then you get incredible freebies on top of that. I don't know how their finances work, but it's just amazing. These guys are the best in the business. Claim your year of free meat, $15 off and free shipping with code Knowles, K-N-O-W-L-E-S at goodranchers.com. Good Ranchers is the #1 place to get all American beef, pork, chicken, and seafood. Seafood. You ever do that when you were a kid? You like seafood? Bah. Well, you can do that with Good Ranchers. Go use promo code Knowles, goodranchers.com. Good Ranchers, American meat delivered. Right now, go to packshield.com, promo code Knowles, PAKshield.com, promo code Knowles. Whether you are a parent, a frequent traveler, simply an individual seeking enhanced personal safety, you got to check out Pack Shield. PackShield is a ballistic insert that fits into backpacks, messenger bags, and briefcases. The inserts meet the National Institute of Justice and 3A standards to stop a .44 Magnum. PackShield comes in a variety of sizes and colors, so they can be easily transferred from bag to bag and weigh less than most textbooks and laptops. When properly packed in your bag, this remarkable insert can provide an extra layer of protection. It is stressful to think about a situation where you might need PackShield, but it's worth it to be ready. PackShield provides extra peace of mind, but it's important to know how to carry it correctly. PackShield should never be used for any reason other than personal defense. So pack some protection and some peace of mind with PackShield. Check them out for yourself at packshield.com. Promo code Knowles, KNWLES, for 20% off. That is pakshield.com. Promo code Knowles for 20% off today. Scientists warn sex toys can cause diabetes. Now, if you're listening to this show, you're probably, you're a wholesome person. You probably don't do too much of this. But if you're involved in this, get rid of it. It will give you diabetes, according to the scientists. How is that? Well, because microplastic particles from numerous sources are ingested and absorbed into the bloodstream. This is true when you drink a bottle of water. This is true as you just move about our environment, which has some pollution in it. But apparently it's especially true with sex toys, which are far less regulated and which can include higher levels of phthalates, which can affect hormone levels and in present concentrations exceed U.S. consumer warnings. They outline here the 4 types of currently available sex toys that are the worst offenders. I'm not going to read those out because they're gross and I don't even want to think about it anymore. But this is the kind of story that I totally buy because it proves a point that I've long thought, which is 1, doing weird sex stuff has negative consequences, even if you can't foresee them. And 2, doing weird stuff, period, often has negative consequences, even if you can't foresee it. Very few people would ever think, well, I don't know, I'm debating using a sex toy, but I sure don't want to get diabetes someday. You wouldn't even think about it. You wouldn't think that there's any connection between those things, and yet there can be. Well, I really want to do this thing or that thing, but I don't want to catch monkeypox. Well, okay, all right, that was an issue that a couple years ago, some New Yorkers especially were dealing with. But I love the rule applied even more broadly. It's such a conservative point of view. Forget the weird sex stuff for a second. Conservatives tend to prefer the tried to the untried, the familiar to the unfamiliar, in part out of prejudice, because we're not going to write a 20-page research paper on every single question that we have in the day. We're just going to have to go on our gut instinct, otherwise you wouldn't be able to get out of bed. And when we see that something has been done everywhere for all of human history, just about everywhere on Earth, certainly every civilized place on Earth, we tend to believe that's a good behavior and we ought to consider adopting it or continuing it. When we see that a certain behavior or conception has never been practiced anywhere on Earth ever until, say, 5 minutes ago, we tend to recoil from that. A great example of this would be marriage. For all of human history, virtually everywhere on Earth, marriage has meant something, and it's involved sexual difference and complementarity. About 8 years ago, a romantic poet sitting on the Supreme Court decided to totally invert that idea. And a lot of people said, well, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? What could go wrong? What could go wrong by redefining the fundamental political institution? What could go wrong by inverting the conception of human nature that we've had everywhere on Earth for all of human history? I don't know. I do know. I could list 100 different things that could go wrong, but there are actually 1,000. There are 2,000 things that could go wrong. You couldn't even predict that sex toys will give you diabetes. Surely you can't predict all of the unforeseen consequences that come along with redefining, reordering fundamental aspects of our politics. Man, that was a great clip, huh? Now, hey, whoa, hold up. You got to ring that bell. Subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.